Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and tonight I'm joined by my lovely co host, Dana.
Hey.
Of course, we are back talking about Dawson's Creek. Tonight, we're talking about episodes 11 and 12 of season 1. So I'll roll the credits and we'll get right into it. So, episode 11 is titled The Scare. And I love this episode. It really is a
Yeah.
filler episode. It doesn't really do anything to advance the plot at all.
As soon
But
as I saw what they were watching, I was like, "Oh, what are we doing?"
but I will play the promo for it and we'll get into it.
Yes.
He created Dawson's Creek, and he brought you Scream, Scream 2, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. Now, Kevin Williamson brings his gift for drama and love of suspense together in one unforgettable episode.
Hello? Who's this?
You tell me your name, I'll tell you mine.
Drew Barrymore.
A killer's targeting Cape Side.
Do you guys know he likes to stalk his victims? Usually coming into contact first through notes and phone calls.
What if there really is some psychopath following you around trying to kill you?
Where are you?
Get help. The window's open.
Now, an all-new Dawson's Creek, The Scare.
That was like a movie promo.
This whole thing, that's so much for what ultimately really happens.
Right?
That is way too much. Just fucking that up crazy.
It's definitely self-indulgent. Like you're doing a homage to your own movies on your
Yes,
TV show
for
that you
sure.
created.
Almost shot for shot, just
Right.
with Dawson's Creek characters. It's like a fanfic in a weird way. Like, what if we
Yeah.
put Dawson's Creek into the world of Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer? That's literally what this is.
So I had mentioned this before. We've seen I Know What You Did Last Summer posters scattered throughout the season, and this episode actually opens with Dawson and Joey watching I Know What You Did Last Summer. We see Sarah Michelle
Yes,
Gellar, her chase scene, her famous chase scene.
that's right. Ugh.
Joey's not so much a fan of the horror movies. They creep her out. She goes on this whole rant about how real life is scary enough. Why do we need horror movies to remind us of how terrible the world is?
Friggin' okay. So if I didn't like commiserate with Joey already, that I already do, this because I am a scaredy cat. I don't care. I don't like being scared. I don't like those movies. I agree with her 1000%. The world's scary enough. So,
All right.
take
Well,
me
that
over.
answered a question I had been thinking about today. I was going to ask if you wanted to watch the cast's horror movies around Halloween, but that answers the question. Is
Oh
no.
no, I don't do spooky. No, okay. So I'm an October baby. I was born 10 days for Halloween. So like every year, everything about my birthday was always wrapped around Halloween. And like all the scary stuff came out around the same time. And I don't do spooky. I can't do spooky no more. Huge baby. I don't care.
So, Joey turns the movie off and she puts the news on, and apparently there is a serial killer killing young women up and down the eastern seaboard.
Hmm.
They're calling him the lady killer. And Joey's like, see? And then
Very, very.
she puts on some show. I thought it was Party of Five. It could have been like 30 something. Who knows?
No, actually, wasn't it? I thought for a second, I thought it was not Bridget Jones' Diary. Was that around the same time? It was what's face? Why can't I remember the actress's name who played Bridget from Bridget Jones' Diary?
Renee Zellweger.
Renee Zellweger. Yeah, that sounded like her. I thought for a second there that's what it was, but I didn't get a
Oh,
good look. It was dark.
I didn't recognize who it was at all, so you got one up on me.
I'll Google it. I'll come back and let you know.
So Joey's content with that because it's not scary. But then when she looks over, Dawson's not there, and he's hiding under the bed with a hockey mask, and he like pops out and scares her. And then they do their little best friend non-sexual wrestle, and Cue the credits.
I hate that. Oh my god. This just makes me I love how this episode makes me love Joey more and then hate him more because I hate like scare pranks. Like the sketches. I hate them. Hate them so much.
So it's Friday the 13th, and Dawson's pulling pranks on all his friends because that's what he does. And he usually has some kind of seance, and he invites everybody over. Jen's feeling a little left out because he doesn't seem to be pulling any pranks on her.
Of course.
So he says, okay, he agrees to like include her because he didn't think she was going to be into it.
Right.
Poor Joey. I feel like she gets the brunt of it.
Well, he's just kind of like I think there was like a point where she's just over like hearing about it all the time, and
Yeah.
also Dawson's being the worst with all of his pranks specifically. She's like getting double time.
Meanwhile, we see Cliff. I forgot his last name, but Cliff, the football player, and he asks Jen out. I almost called her Michelle, her real name. Jen out again. And at first she's like, I don't really know if I'm so much into the dating thing. And I'm like, good girl, because this is what you told Dawson, that you wanted to be alone. But he's a little persistent, and she kind of gives in. And she says like positive things about Dawson, about how he's creative. And Joey gets like a snake or something that pops out of her book when she opens it. And she says something like, at least he has a sense of humor. And Cliff's like, I have a sense of humor. And Jen's like, I know. I know, Cliff. You're you're funny. I know.
Speaking of desperation. Absolutely desperate.
Right.
He walks up and he's just like, please, 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 Jen, date me. Please, Jen. Jen, will you date me? Date me. Date me.
It's so funny because I don't like him on this show, but literally the next season he started being on Felicity, and I love him on there. Like I think, like I'm watching it now for the podcast, and I think I have a crush on him, but I still don't like him on this show.
Well, he's got range. That actor's got range. I'll tell you.
And I thought he was hot when he was on Scandal, honestly.
Yeah, he was a great character in Scandal.
So Jen's at home and she gets a phone call, like we saw in the promo, and it's the whole "What's your favorite scary movie?" like from Scream. And because I know who it ends up being, I'm like, oh, that's totally his voice. Like you could just hear it.
Okay, so I couldn't, and that whole scene, it legitimately because I was thinking, I'm like, okay, this could either be Dawson, because I was thinking initially it's Dawson, just upping the ante, giving her what she wanted, and then I was thinking to myself, I was like, oh, maybe she could, like, maybe this could go real dark. I don't know where we're going, and I thought maybe she was legitimately getting called like by the guy, and that whole back and forth, like to the window, to the door, to the thing, it totally got me. I was right there. I was so scared.
Did you laugh when he asked what her favorite scary movie was, and she said the 10 Commandments?
Don't ask.
It always goes back to God and religion with her.
Yeah. Oh my god. I had I was totally lost. I'm such a gullible person with this stuff. I'm just
Well,
like,
good. Then then they got you. That was the point of it.
Yeah, really good. That whole the whole scene, I was just sitting there. I'm like, and then just the turnaround, and then she bumps right into her grandma, like right then and there. That got me. I literally jumped like.
Oh, good.
Because I'm a huge baby, but yeah.
But the way she swung that knife when she like turned around, she could have cut her grandmother.
Well, I was just thinking, like, this is how someone gets stabbed by accident. And I was thinking, oh my God, like, she's going to hurt her grandpa by accident. I legitimately, like, I kept going back and forth between, like, this is a prank, this is real. This is a prank, this is real. Like, they didn't tell us about the serial killer for no reason. The prank is real. So I was all over the place during the whole thing. Sweating bullets for poor Jen.
So Cliff actually asked Dawson for advice on like what's a creative date for Jen. And we don't see what he
Mhm,
says to him, but when he picks him
mhm.
up, Grams is like all about Cliff because he goes to church. She sees him every Sunday in church.
Boy,
So
good
she's
boy,
like,
a
stay
good
out till midnight. She told Dawson to have her home by 10.
I can't. I cannot. I love the jokes that Jen's like, "Well, you could like, my grandma really likes you.
Right?
You might wanna leave." It's like, "Oh, yeah, she's laying it on thick. She ain't pretending, like, she prefers for whatever reason." But yeah.
So Pacey hotwires his family's car to take so they can get like snacks and booze if they can possibly. And Joey waits in the
Mhm.
car as they go into the market. And a strange man approaches Joey at the car. He says he's lost, says that he's been driving all night, wonders if there's a motel nearby. Um, so did you think that he was the killer?
I wrote down okay, what I
Because he's
wrote
like, "What's your
down
name?" And
because I
she's
was
like,
like,
"Joey." I'm like, "Joey, don't talk to strangers."
okay, I missed her telling him his name her name, because when he, like, walks away and he's like, "Have a good one, Joey," I was like, "I don't think she told
No,
him
he
his
said,
name."
"What's your
But
name?" And she
I
said,
sounds
"Joey."
like yeah, I was what did I write down? I wrote, "Yo, creepy David." This is a fucking creep. A fucking creep. I clocked him, like, immediately. He was not good. Like, just literally the whole scene, like, where she's, like, I guess, paying attention to the front car, and the camera pans over, and there he is, like, he was there.
Yeah.
Again, very scary. And I was like, "Oh my god, Joey, don't talk to this man." Like, the window was down. Like, "Oh, no, the window's down." Like, he could attack her at any time. Like, I'm
Right.
just sitting like, "Joey, shut up. Shut up, Joey. Shut up. Talking to this." I legitimately thought he was gonna like so yes, I guess I thought he was a serial killer from the jump, but I was thinking it could be literally anyone. Like, it could be any of these people that they show up to, but I clocked
So
him as a creep.
you never know what could have happened if Dawson hadn't interrupted, if he hadn't
For
walked up.
real, he was oh, it was like a textbook stranger danger situation.
Yeah.
Like, like, all he just shy of going like, "Hey, little girl, come into my van and
Have candy.
pet these puppies." Yeah, or these candies. Like, it's literally that same level.
Yeah.
Like, "I'm lost. Can you help me?" And just literally no blinking, just straight down the barrel of the camera. It's like,
You sound like
"Joey!"
you were triggered. You were like he was looking right at her.
Hard. Well, that's another thing too about scary movies. It can't be in there because I'm screaming at the screen all the time. I'm like, lock the door, get out of the room,
Mhm.
stop going there, call the police. Like,
So,
horrible.
rewinding a little bit, inside the market, Dawson and Pacey are grabbing some chips and whatever, and
Yeah.
there's a couple having a really loud fight. Um, and
Ooh.
Dawson's like, "Should we do something?" And Pacey's like, no, it's just a domestic squabble. You don't want to get in the middle of that." And the woman is very eccentric. She's like, "I hate you," and then she turns around and she's like, "Hey guys, what? Yeah, going to a party?"
Yeah. Again, another situation of like, I don't understand these adults who like like now I'm an adult. I'm probably about as old as this woman, right? And if
Uh-huh.
I was as unhinged, I guess it's because she's so unhinged, she's like totally with it. But if I was in a convenience store having a fight with my boyfriend to the point of like violence, because he
Uh-huh.
was like throwing her around, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some 15-year-olds roll up to me like, "Hey, what's going on? You okay?" or whatever. The first thing I wouldn't say is like, "Hey, can I buy you some booze? Can I buy
And she
some
says, "Can I?"
wine?"
She's like, "You want me to score you some booze?" And they're like, "Sure." And so she just like
And then
shoplifts it.
steals it. Like, who's this woman? A full-grown adult woman. And again, of course, Pacey gots to shoot a shot, you know? Like,
He does love
hey,
older women. We know this about him.
oh, he doesn't learn his lesson. Oh yeah, no way.
Well, he makes it sound like he's about to turn 21. He's like, "Oh, just a few weeks
Yeah,
shy or whatever."
for sure. For sure. straight up lying, but still
Right.
shooting that shot. Gotta go for it.
So they go back to Dawson's house. He has a whole setup.
Mhm.
He's still like scaring people here and there, jump scares.
Ugh.
Even the crazy lady, she screams so loud, and then she's like, "Ha! Who did this?" Like she's just like nuts. She goes from like scared to like hysterical laughing. She tells creepy stories, and then she's like, "I almost got you. I was just kidding." Like she has a knife in her bag or something.
Yeah, it was like great. That was great. I mean, like, if I think about it from like a perspective of like, if I was here to fuck with these kids, you know what I mean? Like, I'm having a bad day. I'm tired of my boyfriend or whatever. I just want to have a good time. I'm gonna mess with these kids. This is hysterical. Like,
Mhm.
absolutely hysterical. Make break their brains. I love it.
So Jen brings up the phone call she got to Dawson. She's like, "Oh, thanks for including me." She's like, "That phone call was creepy or whatever." And he's like, "I didn't call you." And she's like,
Yeah.
for most of the episode, she's like, "Come on." She's like, "Just admit that you called me." And he's like, "I didn't call you." So then she's like,
Right.
"Then who called me?" Um,
Right.
Cliff told a really gross, creepy story about like a snake going down a baby's throat, and the mother had to like pull it out, and it pulled like the baby's intestines out.
Yeah.
Like, the visual of that, I
Yeah.
was like, that actually was creepy, but gross.
Yeah. More gore versus psychological thriller,
Yeah.
or yeah, for sure. He's
Um.
missing the mark. He's missing the point a lot of the time here.
Right. So the lights go out, and apparently Dawson had planned for that to happen, but it looks like the fuse box was tampered with,
Mhm.
and her crazy boyfriend somehow followed them and is trying to get into the
Mhm.
house.
Again,
um,
very scary, real situation now that's happening.
I was
Oh
laughing
my
though because
god.
she was like, "My new boyfriend Pacey's gonna kick your ass," and Pacey's like, "I'm not your new boyfriend."
Also, like, the fact that this man literally just punches through the door.
Right.
Like, they've got, like, 14-year-olds and an adult woman, like, his girlfriend, and he just barrels through, like, busting everything down.
Well, she
It's
said that
like,
he like served
"This is
time.
real!"
He served like jail
Yeah,
time for assault.
yeah. Oh
So
my
yeah,
god.
he has anger
This
issues.
episode is this episode's wild because it's literally splitting between the fantasy and the reality. Like, a very real bad situation is happening amongst all this slapstick, weird pranking that doesn't like
Yeah.
isn't real but looks real. It's a wild episode.
Right. Um, so then they realize, oh shit, he's gonna use Joey's ladder to climb through the window. So they run upstairs to go and like try to either get the ladder or lock the window, and the window's open already. I'm like, isn't the window always open though?
Yeah,
So then they're like,
yeah.
he's in the house, but he's not because he was downstairs.
He just punched through the
Right.
door.
And before he got into the house, Joey played a prank where it looked like she was dead, she had like blood on her neck, and when
Yeah,
Dawson opened the closet, she fell out.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it was a revenge. Yeah, to get revenge on Dawson. And of course, Dawson.
has a hissy
But
fit.
Joey, you were dead. I thought you were dead. It's like, literally for the last 12 hours you've been pranking people nonstop. I
Right.
think you can handle it. I think I wrote down like, Dawson, don't be a bitch. Like, Jesus Christ.
Um, so going back to the boyfriend breaking into the house, Joey grabs a frying pan, like a cast iron pan, and like hits him over the head with it, and then starts bashing him. I'm like, Joey will fuck you up. Like she's since we've been watching this, she's been in like 3 fights with men. Like Joey will fight you.
It was wonderful. The fact that she like jumped on top of it and just kept hitting
Yeah,
him with the frying pan over and over and over. And she doesn't even stop until the girlfriend takes her off of him. It goes, oh baby, baby, baby.
yeah. And
And
she's like,
it's
these
just
kids are
down.
weird. I'm like, the kids are weird, really?
Kids are weird. Okay. You're a grown adult, showed up at this kid's house, but they're weird. Okay,
And then
whatever.
she's like, sorry about the
It's like,
damage. She's like, hey, I work at the bowling alley. She's like, come down. She's like, I'll give you a discount on your shoes. I'm like, okay,
yo,
thanks.
To be Dawson's parents who come back to that shit, could you imagine coming home and,
That's what
like,
I was
your
thinking.
whole,
Every time
like,
like something
front
broke, I was like,
door.
"Oh, his parents are gonna be so mad at him."
I love how my concerns are all about, like, the adult consequences of the shit all the time.
I
Like,
know.
dude, like, you just cost, like, thousands of dollars worth of damage. He's gonna have to get a whole new door.
Right.
That's not easy. Oh, wow. That's so funny.
Um, so we find out that Cliff was the one that called Jen. And I think Jen is ready to like call it quits now. She's just like, all right, we don't have chemistry. Like, this is not going to work. But that's when she
Yeah.
says, my Gram seems to really like you if you want to shoot your shot with her.
He asks her if he can kiss her, and
Yeah,
then
and then
she
he like,
doesn't get a
he asks her, he doesn't allow her to answer, and he just like shoves
chance.
his face on hers. And Grams
Correct.
is like, oh, carry on.
I love how she's like, I don't care what you do, as long as I approve of the person. You
Right.
guys can do whatever you want. I don't
And
care.
maybe he'll be able to convince you to go to church.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
so I mean, before that happened, Dawson and Jen had a conversation, and she basically said, I want us to be friends, even though things are weird between us. She's like, so
Yeah.
don't go cross me off of any of your lists anymore. And he's like, okay.
Yeah.
So they're kind of in like
She's
a
getting
good
phone.
place.
Mm-hmm.
Um, then Pacey like runs to the car and like gets the hell out of there. And Dawson and Joey talk about like how he was really freaked out at the thought of her dying. And she was like, would you even care if I died? And he was like, are you kidding? And she's just like, whatever. And he's like, I'd be inconsolable. And then Joey was like, oh my god, he would care if I died. Like, he loves me so much.
Oh my god, he's in love with me. No. No, I feel bad. I always feel bad about this moment because it's giving Joey like this weird sense of hope to linger on with, like, because she
Yeah.
wants it to be true. And I just keep thinking, I'm like, Dawson, just shut up, bro. Just shut up. Just go, yeah, girl, I'd miss the shit out of you if you dead. And then be just call it a day. Don't put all these platitudes. He's putting all this extra oomph into it. And it's just hurtful. It's always just hurtful.
Yeah.
Always torturing Joey.
So I don't know if she asked if she could just sleep over or if he asked her if she was sleeping over, but she said yeah, if he doesn't mind. And she like lifts the sheets and there's like fake spiders on the sheets or whatever. She's like, haha. But so I was like, I noted this because I'm like, she gave this whole speech in the pilot about how she can't sleep over anymore because she has breasts and he has genitalia and blah, blah, blah. And she slept over at least 2 times that I remember since the pilot. Once was when the baby wouldn't stop crying. She just needed sleep now. And I'm sure there was another time somewhere in between there. But 2 that I remember.
Yeah. This time I give her a little bit of slack about because there is a serial killer out there for women coming for girls.
Yeah.
And a part of me did not want her rowing her ass down the creek alone. You know what I mean? Like to get there, to get home.
You could
So
at
I
least
was
show her
kind of like,
home.
yeah, this is fine. This is fine this one time. But again, they do this like tussle thingy. It's just ridiculous.
And they turn the TV on and they see that the killer was arrested. And it was the guy that was talking to Joey through the car.
Full-blown creep. He was the worst. He did not play it down. He was not playing it cool. He was a creepy, creepy boy, like, immediately. I mean,
Yep.
like, Dawson did say when he came back, he was like, didn't your parents ever tell you not to talk to strangers? Like, he kind of, like, felt the creep vibe coming off the guy. Because he's, like, drooling, staring at Joey. Is crazy. Yeah.
But, yeah. So this is one of my favorite episodes. This, the detention episode, the pilot, and the finale are a few of my favorites from season 1.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a fun one. Like, definitely. You're right. It didn't move the plot. Except for, like, let's just watch the love triangle hurt Joey more,
Yeah.
even though none of them are dating each other at all currently.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
But
proper
the next episode did advance the plot a lot.
does. It does.
Let me play the promo for that, and we will get
Yeah.
into it.
On the next Dawson's Creek.
Joey Potter entering a beauty pageant?
Believe me, Dawson, nobody's laughing harder about this than I am.
When I was dating Dawson, I was petrified that any day he'd realize how gorgeous you are.
You're the guy entering this contest?
Miss Josephine Potter!
What's happening, Joey? I've known you forever, but I feel like I'm seeing you for the first time tonight.
I can't do it.
Joey, don't walk away from this.
An all-new Dawson's Creek next week on New Tuesday.
That last look is all you need to know.
So I can't wait to talk about this because there were moments in this that I was like, oh, I can't wait to hear her thoughts on this because I know
Oh, God.
you hate Dawson.
I don't know if it came when I did go, when he goes, I think I'm seeing you for the first time. Please.
You're like, you need to suffer.
So that last look is all you need to know. That last like sigh of like just utter like I can't handle this anymore, Dawson. Look, it's perfect.
So this episode's titled Beauty Contest. And there's I think they said Miss Windjammer is how you pronounce it, contest at like the country club or the yacht club.
Yeah.
There's some rich girls that are from town, like coming back to town just to participate in this. Jen mentions that her parents used to make her do these things when she was a kid. And Dawson's like, oh, with a baton and everything. And they kind of have like this like banter, but it's not fun banter. It's kind of like pointed. And Pacey's like, so you've gone to straight insults? He's like, I've tried everything else. And I'm just, so he's like admitting that he's like insulting her.
Yeah.
So that was like, really, Dawson?
Yeah. He's not doing himself any favors right now.
But there were a lot of good moments with Jen and Joey, and I was like, I ship them. They are the love story. I don't care.
I wrote down like, I want Jen and Joey to be best friends. I want them to be best friends. Let them be best friends. Get them to be together. Like, obviously, like, Jen is just desperate to, like, have any sort of real connection with anyone, I feel like, at this point. And Joey is just like, I don't want to be friends with my rival, who she's his rival, essentially, the whole time. And
well,
the
Jen
bane
says,
of her,
like, now that Dawson's not really, like, coming between us, she's like, there's no reason why we can't be friends.
which is true. Come on, Jen.
At first, Joey's like, eh. And Jen's like, okay. And then she's like, no. She's like, I guess we could be friends. Fine.
Well, also, I think she doesn't see herself as the same type of girl that Jen is. Like, one of the main things you learn about Joey in this episode is that she has a lot of, like, internal self-esteem issues that, like, are always out there. It's where all the sarcasm comes from, you know?
Yeah.
So she doesn't think she's on the same level as Jen, one way or the other. So I see why she's hesitant.
I feel like whenever Jen says she's pretty, she mentions that she's tall. She's like, I'm tall and awkward. And, and she's like, why do you always get weird when I tell you you're pretty? Because remember during like the second episode where she had the blood on her and Jen was like helping her clean up? She's like, you have nice boobs. She's like, in a completely better way. You have nice boobs.
Right. And she was right. Like, she doesn't really have a lot of like girlfriends. She only has Pacey and Dawson, and they're not like, they're okay, but they're not the same. It's not the same kind of friendship. You know what I mean? So like Joey doesn't really understand how to be friends with girls in general. So like this whole back and forth, and of course the whole mess with Dawson does not add well to it. So it makes sense why she's kind of like, I don't know, you know, being friends with girls is hard, you know, because it kind of is, but
So
I want them to be.
Pacey has mentioned that he has a lot of sisters, and we've met his brother, so there's a lot of siblings in that household. And I think he's thinking about getting his own apartment.
Yeah. Well, him and his dad aren't vibing.
His what?
Pacey's dad. He was having a lot of problems with his dad. Like Pacey's having problems with his dad. Like he's not doing well in school, and then he should be more like Doug and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And Pacey's basically like, I just need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. So he's like, I'm not gonna be able to afford it on the video store salary. So
Yeah.
he gets it in his head that he's gonna participate in the Miss Windjammer contest. And I
Let
I
me just
laugh
say,
when he's fighting with the lady who's like trying to like get him not to be able to do it. He's like, "There's nothing in your rule
yeah.
book that says that I can't."
To me, it's just like a typical white man thing to do. Gotta insert yourself in absolutely everything, right? Right? No
And
matter
Dawson's like,
what.
he's completely like busting open the gender gap
Oh,
or
of
whatever.
course
And I'm
you say
like,
that, Dawson. Of course you say that. Because you're also a cisgender white man. Get out of here.
So Jen thinks that Joey should do it because the prize is $5,000, and that would be a
Yeah,
good chunk of change to put down towards college, so she can get out of that town.
for
Uh,
sure.
that appeals to Joey, and Dawson sees them and he thinks that Jen's signing up, and she's like, "Nope." And then he kind of like laughs and jokes that Joey's doing it, and Joey takes it like, "Oh, because I'm too ugly to do it." Like she takes it personal,
For real.
and he was
We
like,
need
"I'm your
to
friend. I
know
would
that.
never laugh at you," and she's like, "You just did."
Yeah. Dawson is just stepping in it. Just stepping
Mhm.
in it one after the other. Like him just being him, not working anymore. It's time to grow up. That's
Right,
all this is him just trying to use the same old nonsense, trying to keep the same relationship with Joey that he's always had. And that's just not, it's becoming more and more apparent how that's untrue. Like it
right.
just can't be anymore.
Um, I guess through this whole process, Jen starts to, I don't know, get in her feelings about maybe she made a mistake breaking up with Dawson. Because I don't know, maybe because now she's actually seeing Joey as pretty, she feels like she's competition. So now she's getting like
Yeah.
territorial.
Well, from the previous episode, you kind of can tell with the FOMO. She was feeling very much FOMO. So I would say, like, one of the only things that they kind of did perpetuate a little bit in the previous episode was that Jen was definitely feeling othered in a way with Dawson. Like she misses the interaction of the group, and she thought it was just the group, but I think she's starting to realize that she actually still cares about Dawson during this process because they're talking about Dawson. They're talking about how Joey feels about Dawson a lot in their interactions with each other, like while she's teaching her how to to walk with the book on her head and high heels and everything. Like, like how much their relationship's grown and everything. She's trying to pump up Joey, and then I guess in that process discovers her own feelings, her still feelings
Hmm.
for Dawson. But I don't know. It could be a sense of competition. You know how some girls they don't like what they like when they have it. They only like it when someone else is
Yeah.
like vying for it. Like, maybe it could be something like that. I don't want to think about that like that with Jen because I think Jen's a good girl's girl.
Hmm.
But there's a chance she's so young. So I don't know. We'll see.
Even Pacey says to Jen, "Is someone having breakup remorse or something?" Because
Yeah. Casey
uh,
is so perceptive of like literally everyone. It's crazy. He clocks them all every single time. He's got to tell them what they're thinking at the time they're thinking
yeah,
it.
even when he notices that Dawson's noticing that Joey looks pretty, he's like, finally, he's like, everybody, like, he'll say
Yeah.
what it is. He's like,
Oh, you'll finally let us leave. Or can we leave now? Yes. See, I'm loving Pacey more as the season goes on. I'm finding him more endearing each time I see him because at first I
Mhm.
thought he was just like gross, but now I think he's really insightful, way more insightful than he's lets on. But yeah, keeping
I,
everybody on the same level.
I know I'm gonna sound biased, but I think Joey looked the best in her evening gown. Everybody else's was kind of gaudy and looked kind of like 80s, not really like
Yeah.
1998 style.
There was this one girl, she had that incredible sequence. It's like a full body thing, but had like little peek boost. Her earrings
Uh-huh.
were insane. They were gorgeous. But yes, Joey was very
These are
clean.
supposed to be
He was
15, 16, maybe 17-year-old.
yeah, and they all look like they're in their friggin' 30s. Yes, it's
Right.
weird, but yes, Joey's very classy actress, very simple. Loved it. She was
Um,
not comfortable.
we got to see Dawson's mom. She was one of the judges. Remember when I said
Ah,
I think we see the mom at least one more time, but we don't see the couple together
yeah,
for the rest of the season?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
Um,
we see the dad too. He's coaching Pacey a little bit on how to do like
oh,
a
that's right. I didn't
talent
even
or
like clock
for the
Mitch in my
questions.
brain. Yeah, we did see them, just not
Yeah,
together. Okay.
yeah. 'Cause I think
All
he
right.
Dawson. No, Pacey was singing. He was singing really, really
Yeah.
badly, and Mitch was like, "Do you have
Do you have any
literally
other
any
talent?
other talent?
Yes.
Literally any other talent than this one?" Oh yeah, perfect. Perfect.
So, Dawson's mom said that the crowd loves him, and he's like, he thinks, oh, that means he has a shot at winning. And she's like,
Mm.
she said they would rather this place burn down than like crown a boy as the winner.
Well,
So
welcome
this
to
pisses
our
him off. So
world.
now he wants to burn it down. So he's like,
Of
I'm gonna
course.
be a fool. He's like, they expect me to be a fool. I'm gonna act a fool.
Yeah, yeah,
And he does this whole brave. He like paints his face and does this whole Braveheart like um dramatic dialogue, which is more comedic
yeah,
than dramatic. Um,
yeah.
P- uh, Joey did a song from Les Miserables on my own.
Mhm.
And right before she started singing this, Jen starts to propose possibly getting back together with Dawson to Dawson, but
With
then Joey starts singing and he's like mesmerized by
Yeah,
her voice.
yeah. I was not okay with Jen's approach on this. I think it was kind of messed up, especially after the time she shared with Joey. Like she let Joey open up to her in some ways, like little bits, and then to like literally take the opportunity when she's up there singing, when she's super uncomfortable through this whole process. Like Joey is not happy. She
Yeah.
barely could smile on the stage.
Speaking
So
of which, she was
awkward.
like, you have to smile. She's like, I have to smile.
Literally, and I couldn't like, I feel like I relate to Joey so much and throughout this whole season. I feel like I'm not even close to Katie Holmes' level of beauty, but, like, all of her awkwardness, I felt like I felt through that time period, and, her going up on stage and just, like, literally shoulders up to her ears just like
Right.
this, you know, like, barely smiling, and then when she was singing this and all that, just knowing all that, Jen knowing all that, and then having Dawson creep up behind her like a weirdo, she starts, like, talking about their relationship while she's performing, like, it's kinda, like, backstabby. It's a little backstabby,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
The lyrics of
'cause
the
come
song
on.
she was singing, though, were, like, narrating her whole situation.
Yeah, yeah, and
"I
I
love
feel like
him, but
they
only on my own." Like, really?
literally, literally. Like, and I think they probably should have brought the register down a little bit for her on that song. I feel like it was a little too high for Katie Holmes to sing at the time. It felt like she was struggling, but that could have been all a part of it because again, she's young. She's not well rehearsed, and also like the song is supposed to feel like desperate, like
Yeah.
I'm in love, unrequited love is really what that song's about. So
Yeah,
it
which
makes a lot of sense.
speaks to Joey's situation.
Yeah. Yeah, well, what she
Um,
thinks is unrequited love, at least anyway.
right. Um,
Mhm.
I thought she did a good job, though, because that was her singing, so
Yeah, you could totally tell. I just thought that, like, if she was really gonna do, like, a legitimate performance, like, if Kate Holmes was a singer, she'd probably be an octave lower, just a
yeah,
little bit, because it felt a little strange to get those high notes,
yeah.
because that song's hard. It is not an easy song to sing.
So, Joey hears a couple of the rich girls talking shit about her, saying that she probably played the whole mom dying of cancer card to the judges to win. And she freaks out and she's like, doesn't want to do it. And Dawson stops her. And he basically tells her that they're talking shit because they're scared because she has a chance of winning.
You know what?
Um,
You're right.
so I was proud of him in this moment. And I actually, like, I laughed. He's like, I know we're not talking right now, but like, if we were, I would say, and I'm just like,
Right. Right. Oh,
That's always
yeah.
cute.
See, that's the thing. Sometimes so, like, it's kinda similar to that time when Joey was having, like, a full-blown flashback when her sister was having her baby. There was,
Mhm,
like, a moment when Dawson, like, connected with her because they know each other, like, on
mhm.
some crazy levels, like, that's how you know someone when you're growing up, you know everything about them. And this is another one of those moments, like, he could see her panicking, like, he knows her signals, he knows that stuff, and, like, he knows what to say to kinda, like, bring her back into reality so she's not spiraling off into outer space.
I really
So,
liked her, answer to I think the question was something like, "What advice would you give today's youth?"
yeah,
And it was kind of in response to those bitches. But she
yeah,
basically was like, "Don't judge somebody by their station in life because you don't know what they've been through, and, um, there's more to them than money." And she's like, "And you never know, they could end up being your best friend." And I
right.
like that, I liked her answer. She was a little sassy when
Yeah.
she said it too, because she was like, "These fucking bitches."
Yeah, yeah.
I kinda wish Bessie
Deserve to
was
win.
there to cheer her on.
Yeah, right? Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah,
Um,
I was wondering, like, where's was her family at this point, but I'm sure, like, family will slowly disintegrate because these teens will be getting into mischief.
Bessie's recurring, so she'll be on throughout the series.
Cool,
Um,
because I liked her.
yeah. And for all intents and purposes, that's her mother figure.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, so Joey ends up being the second runner up or first runner up. Second runner up guy was the bitch that was talking shit, and she got like 2 movie tickets. And Joey got like a
Yeah,
spa day, and I was like, "All right, well, go get your hair done."
yeah, I mean, the winner was really deserved. She was going to Juilliard. She's incredibly
She was also
talented.
30. Honestly,
Yeah,
she looked 30.
correct. Yes, I feel like they all were.
Um, so what happened? Oh, so yeah, Joey was the runner up, and that was the end of it. Pacey didn't place anything. Um,
Yeah.
so then now Dawson's all like, f- not flirty, but he's like, I don't know, cutesy with her because now he like thinks she's so pretty, and he wants to
Yeah,
talk to her. He even like holds her hand for like a second as they walk down the dock, and you see Jen in the
yeah,
background seeing what's going on, and she just kind of like walks off.
yeah. I
She
was
tells
like, "Walk off, Jen. Walk off. Get out of here. Let Joey have her moment. Leave."
and I felt like they were talking about everything like it was just out in the open. Like he's saying,
Well, like,
like, "I'm
there was
noticing you for the first time," and she's like,
yes,
"I've been noticing you." She's like, I thought this was what I wanted, but it's not." Like she's like saying they're saying the things that they've been holding in all season, I feel like.
mhm.
And
I
I'm just
think
like, "Oh, we're just gonna talk about it now? We're just gonna say it?"
well, I think he kinda like, I feel like there's always been that like, they kinda have talked about it in general, and I feel like, Dawson's always pushed her off, like, "We're friends. Let's be friends. We're not gonna be anything else than friends. We've always been friends. There's no reason to mix this up in any way." And it's not like Joey went, "I'm in love with you, Dawson." That's the difference. Like, it's not just a crush. It's not just like she never actually confessed anything, but he's been told by DC, Jen,
Yeah.
literally everyone around there entirely. Oh, I mean, like, um, the crazy girl from the episode 11. She was misconstruing him pranking Joey all the time
Oh,
instead of Jen all the time because he's like, "Oh, I used to date Jen." She's like, "Oh no, you got heat with the brunette." Like,
right,
what do you mean? So like he's getting it from strangers,
right.
getting it from everyone. I think he find and then he sees her so pretty. This is where I'm about to get ramped up here about how horrible Dawson is, but like it's just it's ridiculous that she puts on some makeup and a dress and now he sees her
Yeah,
for the it's like her response was perfect in every way. Like it
yeah.
couldn't have been better. It's exactly what I want and to continue forever.
Yeah. She said that. She's like, "It's just makeup." She's like, "And it's just hairspray. She took her
Yeah.
hair down." She's like, "I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and I'm just gonna be Joey." She said the
And
two.
they're the same Joey.
At first, I didn't know, but she said
Ugh.
the too tall girl from the across the creek or the bad side of the creek or something like that.
Right. Literally that. And it was so that's the thing about Joey too. She truth bombs everyone. She
Mhm.
just tells it exactly like it is. Like that's why her and Pacey are kind of awesome. That's what she it's the truth. Like when she wakes up tomorrow, she's still going to be the same Joey that you know before. Like there's no difference really. She just put it on for the stage. And so if he's attracted to that, then there's nothing here to
Yeah,
wait
because that's
for.
not her. Yeah,
Yeah, like that's not who she wants to be either. Like
yeah,
if that's something she was striving for in the future, it'd be one thing, but it's not. It's she just wants to be herself, her smart, wonderful, beautiful self that is worth like so much more than Dawson can give because he's just not meeting her level.
yeah.
And yeah, clapped. Slow clap for her, like literally
Yeah, I thought about you during
taking
that
it
scene. I'm like, she hates him. I was
out.
like, she loves this.
Oh yeah, no, it's more. I'm scared for. Well, that I know the finale after this, I'm scared that like he's gonna go in overdrive, love bombing her, like because now he realizes his feelings and does the fantasy of like what Joey like remembering what she looked like, building up some ridiculous fantasy in his mind about like what she could be with him, and
Yeah,
that's gonna make me hate him even more than that. And I hope
because that's
that
what Dawson
I always
does. He
hope
lives in his own little movie reality.
that. I'm bringing him. And just to watch Joey go through that, and then also have the literally the what she's wanted, the love, like legitimate love of Dawson at her fingertips, like in some capacity. And we've all done it. We've all kind of just grabbed at it, regardless of what we had to do to be different, to mask different for these people. And I don't want that for Joey. I want her to stay strong.
Mhm.
She nailed it the first time. Stick with that girl, and until he shows legitimately, like he actually sees you, not just the facade you put on
Yeah,
that particular time, then that's when you're ready. He's not ready. He's not sure. He's not where she wants him to be.
yeah.
Exactly what you said.
So, Dawson's home and he's kind of sitting outside and he's just thinking about the night and Joey. And Jen comes over and she once again tries to propose maybe they try again.
Mhm.
And he's just like, he's like, now's not really a good time. He's like, I need to sort some things out. And she's like, all right. She
Ooh.
takes a hint. She's like, all right, well, you know where to find me. She goes home.
So the triangle continues. Now the focus is turning. Now it's instead of everybody focused on Dawson, it's kind of like Jen's focused on Dawson, Dawson's focused on Joey, and Joey, who knows who she's focused on at this point? Because I feel like she's at the end, she kind of like gets this little boost. She feels a little good
Yeah, she
about
takes her
herself, you know?
makeup off. She brushes her hair out. We're having like
Yeah,
her singing that song. I guess Dawson's thinking about it.
yeah,
That's why we're hearing it.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and she actually smiled in the mirror, like genuinely smiled. And I was
yeah.
like, oh, we've never seen Joey smile.
And I'm just like, live your best life, girl. Season 2 is your season. Live your
Season two
life,
is your
girl.
bitch.
Do it. This is season 2. Like, this is Joey's season. This is everything for Joey. She just literally got beaten up for a whole, be 13 episodes. Everything could change with the next episode. I'm willing to say that. But I
So
have high hopes. Season 2 is it for her.
I watched I watched the promo for the finale, and it's not super spoilery, so I did upload it if you're interested in seeing it to have like a little
Hey,
preview of the finale.
if they were allowed to see it on TV, I'm allowed to
Right.
see it
I
right
figured that
now.
it would be like you having that little teaser. So I'm gonna play it for
Okay.
you.
Next Tuesday, it's the season finale of Dawson's Creek.
You're going to France?
I don't know. I have 2 days to decide.
One day, Pacey, you're gonna be tired of being a joke, and it's gonna be too late.
You messed up. I'm your daughter, and you don't know me at all.
Are you in love with her, Dawson?
Give me one good reason why I should stay.
Decisions made next Tuesday will affect lives forever. The season finale of Dawson's Creek.
Leave, girl. Get out. Leave,
Go to Paris.
girls!
Go to Paris.
Leave, go to France immediately. 2 days, nothing. Get on the plane today. Like, do not look back. Get out of here. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, you ain't joking. That finale's got all kinds of mess. We see Joey's dad. What? Ah!
Yep.
Shook it. Woo. So tempting. Oh
Now
my
you
god.
see why
Okay.
I said we should probably do that episode by itself.
100%. Oh my god, 100,000,000%. Like there's I just from the preview, I feel like there's so much to unpack. Like how does her dad show up? Is she at prison? Like is he still in prison? Uh like does Dawson confess? Like if he does, that's so lame. He should keep that shit to himself. Like Joey kept it in for how many friggin' years? I think he can keep it in for a couple months, you know.
While she's in
And
Paris.
also, yeah, like come on. And Jen, I hope she doesn't turn into like a jealous monster. Like I want her and Joey to be friends. So like to me, like letting Dawson get in the way of that would be really, really sad and disappointing for her as a character. But
Yeah.
I'm on this roller coaster, man. We're already over the top, so we might as well ride
Yeah,
it
I can't
out,
believe
right?
we're already finishing season 1.
I know.
I mean,
Crazy.
we were doing a good chunk at a time, but still, I can't believe it came so quick.
Listen, this is a show that I'm pretty sure I watch it like how I normally watch shows. I'd probably be already finished the whole series by now because that's how
Oh,
much
really?
I just want to gobble up all this. The fact that we're doing it for this reason and it's this pace is better because I feel like I get anticipation of the next set, you know, and then I legitimately obviously get to discuss it, which is great because you love
Yeah.
a water
You're
cooler
more
talk.
invested. You're breaking it down and you're actually
Yeah,
dissecting all
yeah.
the details.
Absolutely. And like you don't get to do it very often with older shows because everyone else has either seen it or like nobody's watching it at the same time as you are. So this is like a perfect way to do this because I feel like I'd like find the Dawson's Creek Reddit to like reread what everybody thought about like certain episodes to be like, what too? Like I do that all the time. Um, but yeah, I really feel like like I can't accept her accepting any sort of relationship with him. I don't think I could do it. Like I just would be really, really mad and disappointed if she like gives up a great opportunity or even if like let's say she accepts his confession, right? And she also loves him, but then goes to France. That's okay. I'm okay with
Yeah.
that. Let's do that. Both worlds. Like long distance,
Right.
whatever. And then I'm sure more drama. But I don't know. We're gonna. There's so many options.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. We're just gonna have to watch the episode because
I know.
I don't want to spoil anything.
I could just feel you on the other side of the screen, just going like, can't say anything.
But I love it. I love that you don't know what's gonna happen because it makes me excited for it. Because then I'm like, "Ooh, I wonder what she's
Yeah.
gonna think about this, and I wonder what she's gonna say about that."
Yeah, I feel like you can easily guarantee that no matter what happens, unless Dawson literally falls on the sword, I will always be like slander him. You know, that could be a guarantee on a given episode. But yeah, I don't know at all what's gonna happen, so I'm really excited. I have like my theories, of course, but
Yeah.
totally for all I know.
All right. Well, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank
Okay.
you for joining us for another edition of Dawson's Creek Season 1. Next time you see us, we will be concluding Season 1 with the finale. As always, you can find us on all the socials at Queers and Soaps. And until next time, have a great night. Bye.